Welcome to this Windows and Computer channel, and this is an updated video for one that I made a long time ago. It's been a couple of years, and sometimes we need to refresh, we need to re-explain. Some people also might not see it because I get the question from time to time. So if you are using a router or a modem/router, you normally have access to a menu. Why? Because there are several things you can do in there. You can set up all sorts of rules. There's firewall rules. There's the Wi-Fi that you can change your password and change the type of Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's change the frequency using 2.4 or 5 gigahertz and so on. Now, most routers or modem/routers are still available through the web browser. Usually, the web or the address where you'll find them is the same as the one that your computer's hooked up to. So if you right-click on your Wi-Fi, go into Open Network Settings, and you check on the properties, usually you will have information about what is the access point. So here it says that my DNS server is 192.168.0.1, and my IP address, which is an IP assigned by my router, is the one at the top. So what you want to know is the DNS server. So 192.168.0.1 is, in my case, D connectivity. In some cases, it is different. It could be, they often are 0.1. Sometimes they're .1.1. I've seen some with .2.1. But I would say a big majority are still at 192.168 dot something. Now, this could differ, and this is where you need to check that DNS server info here, because that's what's going to tell you how to go to your router. So if I type in the address bar at the top 192.168.0 and .1 and press enter, I have the access to my TP-Link router. And in here, you have a username and a password. Now, there are several things that you can do for that username and password, because it can be very different from person to person, from machine to machine. If it's a router that you purchased, normally that information comes either in a little pamphlet or manual that came with the router. Often it is actually written on the bottom of the router, and you have a little sticker that says, or on top, that says what the information to log in is. If the router was configured by a tech guy, well, you might need to contact the tech guy to know what was the information required to actually log in. Some of the most popular are admin as the main username, and either it's empty, and then if you press enter, it might actually give you access. It could be password for the password that's going to give you access. It could be something customized, depending if you have a tech guy or somebody installed it for you. Then it could be something that they chose. If your modem or router is from your internet service provider, they might have the information on how to go into it. If the modem or router is not yours, it's from your internet service provider, it's possible that they don't want you to get access to this information. Some do not want you to go and play around with the settings of your router. So this is where it gets tricky. In the case where it's your own router and you have no idea what it is, well, your best friend, of course, will be Google, first of all. It will be also to know what router you have. For example, here I have a TP-Link AC1750 Archer C7 router. This means I will search for that on the internet, go to the TP-Link website, and there they're going to have the information of how to log in. If it doesn't work, there's a reset button on every router. That reset button will actually reset to the basics, your router information, and often reset the username and password to what is the most basic. Like I said, often it's admin and an empty password, or admin and password as password, or admin. Sometimes it's both are admin. It depends on the router, and of course, if somebody else installed it for you, this might actually be totally different, and you'll need to know from them what it is. Or, like I said, totally reset your router to have it go back to its basic configuration when you actually have installed it. Remember, once again, some manufacturers of, especially when your router or modem comes from your internet service provider, some don't want you to go and play with this. This is something you have to deal with your ISP at that point. And if you do have the information correctly, this will actually give you access to the router's information. And like here, you see that I have a full menu with all the information on the left side, status. I can go and select the 2.4 or 5 gigahertz wireless, change the password, and play around with all of this. So this is where it stands, and from here you can do a lot of things, including manage the way that routing is happening, your internet connection, change your Wi-Fi password, and maybe give access to some device through your firewall, and so on. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.